Talk Radio.
Hey there, Detroit sports fanatics. I'm Taylor Phillips, and welcome to this week's Tigers edition on Taylor's Detroit Sports Show on Blog Talk Radio. It is Monday, June 9th at 1 a.m. The number to call to voice your opinion is 646-478-4837. Again, that number is 646-478-4837. Find me on Facebook, YouTube, Google, and Pinterest as Taylor Phillips. Like my Facebook page, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports page. And join my Facebook group, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports Group, to become a more educated and serious Detroit sports fan. And follow me on Twitter and Tumblr at DT2Phillips. No homers allowed. First time I have to tell my audience that. There's also a chat window on blogtalkradio.com on all my episodes of Taylor's Detroit Sports Show for you to comment on with your opinions. Guidelines: if you have called in, stay on the line. If you hang up, redial the number and then stay on the line. 646-478-4837 is the number to call. Keep it very clean and respectful. If you don't know much about the Tigers or any Detroit sports, or any sports at all, you can still just listen. And only I can change the topics because I'm the host. Tigers had Monday off. Then they welcomed the first place Toronto Blue Jays into town, and the Blue Jays completed a 3-game sweep. First off, by taking the first one 5-3, Anibal Sanchez pitched 8 scoreless innings and got another no decision, only because it was scoreless going into the 9th inning. I really thought he should have thrown a complete game shutout with a walk-off winner that inning, but Joe Nathan was brought in, and he gave up a run which should have been a double play ground ball, but Ian Kinsler and Andrew Romine miscommunicated, and the ball went through into center field for a base hit. And the fans were booing, and Ian Kroll gave up the second run on a sac fly. Then Albuquerque gave up a 3-run homer to charge a total of 4 runs against Joe Nathan. After the game, Joe Nathan, in his post-game interview, said, "I don't give a S about the fans booing." I'm going to get to that in my opinion bullet points later in the show, a bit later in the show. Wednesday, Blue Jays won that one 6-2. Rick Porcello gave up 3 runs, including the 2 that made the difference in the top of the 6th inning. The Tigers had the bases loaded in the bottom half of that inning, and manager Brad Ausmus decided to pinch hit with J.D. Martinez when Andrew Romine was scheduled to bat, going 1-for-1. J.D. struck out, and it all went downhill from there, and the Tigers failed to score a run and trailed the rest of the game. And it got worse when the Blue Jays tacked on 3 more runs. I thought in that scoring chance the Tigers had in that 6th inning, Romine had a chance to get another hit and perhaps 2 RBIs, because he was well up on his way to what would have been a hot streak. Thursday, Blue Jays complete the sweep with a 7-3 win. Justin Verlander was awful again, giving up 6 of the Toronto runs. The Tigers had a 2-0 lead going into the third when the Blue Jays touched them for 3 runs, but the Tigers tied it with an RBI groundout. Verlander then gave up a 2-run homer to Juan Francisco and a solo shot to Brett Lowry, and those were the winners. Phil Koch also gave up a solo shot in the ninth. Other than that, he pitched good. Friday, the Tigers start a 3-game series against the defending world champion Boston Red Sox. Tigers took the first one 6-2. Drew Smyly started and pitched a lot better and got the win. He went 6 innings and gave up both of the Boston runs, one of them unearned. On 5 hits, walked 1 and struck out 4. Ian Kinsler, Torrey Hunter, and Victor Martinez each homered. Joe Nathan pitched a much better 9th inning, giving up only a single with 2 outs in a non-safe situation. His slider and curveball were really nasty from my visual perspective. Saturday, Tigers took that one 8-6, as seen on your local Fox affiliate, with Joe Buck Joe Buck in the booth. Max Scherzer went off to a hot start, but in the end gave up a total of 4 runs. The last one scored on a David Ortiz RBI double in the 7th inning. Max got the win that time anyway, as Al Albuquerque finished the 7th on a ground ball on 3 straight pitches. Eugenio Suarez got his first career start and hit his first career home run in his second at bat, which is also scored as his first career hit and his first career RBI by roll in the statistics department, all taking place in the 4th inning. He also drew a walk and scored a run on an Ian Kinsler triple. Nick Castellanos also hit one out in the 3rd, a home run. Jabba Chamberlain pitched a 1-2-3 8th inning, but Joe Nathan scuffled again in the 9th inning, throwing 32 pitches and gave up 2 runs on a sac fly and a ground out, and got himself into another jam with 2 outs, but got Stephen Drew to fly out to Austin Jackson in right center field to end the game. Sunday, now to Sunday's game against the Red Sox, who salvaged that one 5-3. This is where Tiger fans feel very stupid, as they always are today. Right off the bat, Jabba Chamberlain comes on for his 4th save opportunity of the year in the 9th inning, but gets himself into a jam after walking Dustin Pedroia to put runners on 1st and 2nd and with 1 out, and then hangs a changeup to Ortiz, who makes him pay by taking him very deep, way deep to right for a game-winning 3-run home run. I understand that the relief pitching is horrible in the 9th inning, fans. But here's what I think of this. It doesn't matter if you're a relief pitcher or a starting pitcher, because when it comes to Big Papi David Ortiz, you cannot, I repeat, cannot hang any pitch against him, especially not a changeup, because otherwise he will blast you to smithereens. Extra note, Miguel Cabrera hit a single in the 6th, but suffered left hamstring tightness in his day-to-day, so he won't be put on any disabled list, at least yet. What a relief there. Now to my opinion bullet points. Joe Nathan's comments last Tuesday night were disrespectful to the fans indeed, saying I don't give a S about the fans booing. That's exactly what the fans don't want to hear, because it's disrespectful to them.
What's your problem there, pal? Can't a guy get a bit of sleep? Don't talk hanging.
But the reason he said that is because he wants to stay focused and confident. Right now he just hasn't proved that, and he's almost in his 40s of age. He's under a 4-year, $10 million contract. And that's got to be a problematic scenario for Tigers president and general manager Dave Dombrowski. Plus, all the relief pitchers have had their fair shares of struggles in the ninth inning, but they have also pitched well in the ninth inning. Take Joe Nathan in last Friday night's game. I mean, the last two innings were a bust, but you have to look at the bright side of things. When they're doing good in the ninth inning, you can tell they're more relaxed on the mound and stellar as they should be, and assume the game should be over then. They have to learn what they did right and compare them to what they did wrong, and just do what they do right. Just adjust the curveball and the slider, for example, like Joe Nathan did Friday. I have to admit, Joe Nathan almost pitched a 1-2-3 inning right there. And I really wish all relief pitchers could keep it up in that very ninth inning of every single game when the Tigers are ahead on the scoreboard. Also, shortstop Eugenio Suarez, that's how you pronounce it, Eugenio. It's spelled Eugenio, but it's pronounced Eugenio Suarez. He's done pretty good as the Tigers shortstop his last two starts this past weekend. He hit his first career homer Saturday and then hit a go-ahead RBI single in the seventh a few hours ago, which would have won it for the Tigers until Ortiz hit that 3-run homer. In fact, I think Suarez should be their new starting shortstop with Andrew Romine backing him up. And also, in fact, Suarez could be a future all-star shortstop as I look into my own crystal ball. Next year, and I mean next year in 2015, I want Suarez and Jose Iglesias, when he returns, to rotate in the shortstop position. Those two are just downright phenomenal out there. I just think Suarez has shown me the better bat thus far than Iglesias had in the past, late last year. One last thing, a sports talk show host, Ray Bentley from Schuling and Bentley, the Sports Brothers on 107.3 WBBL-FM in Grand Rapids, keeps blaming the curse of the Zubas for the Tigers' recent slump until they took 2 out of 3 from the Boston Red Sox at Comerica Park. I would kindly tell him to shut the hell up about it and respectively label him a hating homer, just like Bill Simonson of the Huge Show always is on WBBL. It's not the Zubas, Ray. Get over it already. Don't you tell me to get in line. Don't you tell anybody to get in line. We fans are smarter than that and more serious than that. Wake up. Don't act so laid back all the time. That's all I ask. Moving on to the week ahead, the Tigers head to Chicago for a 4-game series against the struggling White Sox, who have lost 3 straight games but are still in the hunt for an AL Central Division title. That 4-game series starts later tonight at 8:10. Jose Abreu is the number 1 White Sox to watch. He is on a historic individual home run chase. All Tigers pitchers, starting in relief, have to get ahead in the count on him every single time. Otherwise, he will make you pay dearly, like Ortiz did to Chamberlain Sunday. Then the Tigers return home for a 3-game series against the Minnesota Twins, who have a ton of offense, including Joe Mauer, and Josh Willingham, and Ben Revere in their lineup. Also Jason Kubel. The list goes on. Looking at the standings right now, the Tigers are still clinging to a 3-game first-place lead in the American League Central Division at 33-26, with the Cleveland Indians right behind them at 32-31. The Kansas City Royals stand in third place, 4 games back at 31-32. The White Sox are 31-33 and 4.5 back, and the Twins are 29-32 and 5 back. Very, very tight division altogether. I don't have any Detroit sports. I don't have any other Detroit sports updates, but I will tell you around the horn, the Los Angeles Kings lead the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. The NHL Stanley Cup Final. I blew it the first time. 2-0 after beating the New York Rangers. After beating the New York Rangers in overtime 3-2 in Game 1 Wednesday, and in double overtime 5-4 in Game 2 Saturday. In the NBA Finals, the San Antonio Spurs took Game 1 110-95 Thursday, but the Heat evened the series at a game apiece with a 98-96 squeaker a few hours ago. Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. As I'm looking for it, begins at 8 on NBCSN from Madison Square Garden, and then Game 3 of the NBA Finals begins Tuesday at 9 in Miami. I want all the NBA fans to keep in mind that the NBA Finals is now in a 2-2-1-1-1 format, as opposed to the classic 2-3-2 format, which expired at the end of the last season, at the end of last year's playoffs. So, my question to you about Joe Nathan is, did he still go too far against the Tigers fans Tuesday night? Or was he trying to say he needs to stay focused on his pitching and just take time off? Call in at 646-478-4837. That's the number to call, 646-478-4837. Also, what do you think of Eugenio Suarez as their shortstop? Is he good? Does he still need work? I know he's human, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I think he's good. I think he's great. I think he's just getting started. Like I said earlier, I think he could be an all-star shortstop in the future. And next year, I want Suarez and Iglesias to rotate in the shortstop position, because they're just too good out there on defense. Suarez has got the bat. Iglesias has got the phenomenal defensive skills. And if those two do happen to play together, to be in the roster, I meant, then I would suggest for manager Brad Ausmus to sit Andrew Romine down as a utility player if the Tigers cannot send him down. They already sent down Danny Worth to make room for Eugenio Suarez, because the Tigers purchased Suarez's contract from the AAA Toledo Mudhens, who are affiliated with the Detroit Tigers. For those that don't know the entire Tigers minor league system, I'll tell you the rest. Their AA affiliate is the Erie Seawolves, and the single A affiliate is the West Michigan Whitecaps, which are located in Grand Rapids. Got 8 minutes left in the show. What are your predictions for the Tigers White Sox 4-game series, and also what are your predictions for the Tigers Twins 3-game series at Comerica Park this upcoming Friday through Sunday? Number to call once again is 646-478-4837. You can find me on Facebook as Taylor Phillips, also on Google+, YouTube, and Pinterest. Again, no homers allowed. Follow me on Twitter and Tumblr at DT2Phillips. I also have an Instagram, DT2Phillips, but I can't share the Blog Talk Radio links on Instagram because there's no accessible way to do so. StumbleUpon is disallowing it too because it thinks it's spam, or normally it does, but it's not. I still don't understand why StumbleUpon would still think that all Blog Talk Radio links are spam. I just don't get that. But anyway, 646-478-4837 is the number to call. There's also a chat window on my show for you to comment on with your opinions about Joe Nathan, Eugenio Suarez. As the Tigers slump over, do you think it's over? We'll have to see. But you can voice that in right now, or just type it in comments. Just under 5.5 to go. Sorry, I was just messaging somebody. Just a friend, that's all. Taking a look at the AL East, the Boston Red Sox, after that win, are still 9 games back of first place at 28-34 against the Toronto Blue Jays. I think the Tigers should have swept the Boston Red Sox. I think Jabba Chamberlain should have pitched a lot better than that. He should not. Again, he should not have hung the changeup against Ortiz. Nobody should do that. Should ever do that. Not even whether they're a starting or a relief pitcher. And that's what cost the team. So the Blue Jays lead the AL East 38-26. That's going to wrap it up for the Tigers edition of Taylor's Detroit Sports Show. I think that next week's edition should be at 11, but I will let you know. Till then, TTFN, ta-ta for now.